Abdul Rahman Munif was a Saudi novelist. His novels include strong political elements as well as mockeries of the Middle Eastern elite classes. His work so offended the rulers of Saudi Arabia that many of his books were banned and his Saudi citizenship revoked. Life. Munif was born a Saudi national and brought up in Amman, Jordan to Saudi father and an Iraqi mother. In 1952, he moved to Baghdad to study law and later moved to Cairo. He received a law degree from the Sorbonne and a PhD in oil economics from the University of Belgrade's Faculty of Economics. He later returned to Iraq to work in the oil ministry and became a member of the Ba'ath Party. He began writing in the 1970s after he left his job with the Iraqi ministry, quit the Ba'ath Party, and moved to Damascus, Syria, removing himself from a regime he opposed. He quickly became known for his scathing parodies of Middle Eastern elites, especially those of Saudi Arabia, a country which banned many of his books and stripped him of Saudi citizenship. He used his knowledge of the oil industry to full effect, criticizing the businessmen who ran it and the politicians they served. Munif was the author of 15 novels. The Cities of Salt Quintet followed the evolution of the Arabian Peninsula as its traditional Bedouin culture was transformed by the oil boom. The novels portray the history of a broad region, evoking comparisons to William Faulkner's Yonapatawpha County. The quintet begins with Mudan al-Mil, depicting the desert oasis of Wadi al-Uyun as it is transformed and destroyed by the arrival of Western oilmen. A story similar to that of the disrupted village of Chinwar Achabe's things fall apart. Much as Achabe described the effects of the arrival of powerful missionaries on a traditional African village, Munif chronicles the economic, social and psychological effects of the promise of immeasurable wealth drawn from the deserts of nomad and oasis communities. The quintet continues with Al-Uqdud, Taqasim al-Laylwa al-Nafha al-Mumbat, and Badiyut al-Zulumid. Daniel Burt ranked the quintet as the 71st greatest novel of all time. The last two novels in the series have not been translated into English. While his works were never particularly successful in the West, throughout the Middle East they are critically acclaimed and extremely popular. Cities of Salt was described by Edward Said as the only serious work of fiction that tries to show the effect of oil, Americans and the local oligarchy on a Gulf country. While he was one of the fiercest critics of Saddam Hussein and his regime, he was utterly opposed to the American invasion of Iraq and spent the last 2 years of his life working on non-fiction projects to oppose what he saw as renewed imperialism. Bibliography. Works in English. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1987. Cities of Salt, New York, Vintage Books. ISBN 0-394-75526-X. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1991. The Trench, New York, Vintage Books. ISBN 0-394-57672-1. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1993. Variations on Night and Day, New York, Vintage Books. ISBN 0-679-75551-9. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1998. Endings, London, Quartet Books. ISBN 0-7043-2651-5. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1998. Story of a City, A Childhood in Amman, London, Quartet Books. ISBN 0-7043-8023-4. Works in Arabic Fiction. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1973. Al-Ashawati al-Marzouk, Beirut, Al-Muassasa Al-Arabia Lydia Razawan Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1974. Kasat Hub Majasiya, Beirut, Al-Muassasa Al-Arabia Lydia Razawan Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1975. Sharq al-Mutawasit, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1976. Hina Tarikna al-Jisr, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1977. An-Nihayat, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1979. Sibaq al-Masafat at-Tawila, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman Anamp Jabra Ibrahim Jabra, 1982. Alambi Lakara it, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1984. Mudran al-Milwan, al-Tih, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1985. Mudran al-Mil 2, al-Aqdud, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1989. Mudran al-Mil 3, Taqasim al-Lail 1 Nafa, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1989. Mudran al-Mil 4, al-Munbat, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1989. Mudran al-Mil 5, Bidiyut Arizona Zulmat, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1991. Al-Anhuna, or Sharq al-Mutawasit Mara UKHRA, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1999. Ardaz Sawad 1-3, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 2005. Aman Nutta, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Non-fiction Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1973. Mabda al-Musharaka wa Tamin al-Bitral al-Arabi, Beirut, Dawa al-Order. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1975. Al-Bitral al-Arabi, Musharaka or at-Taman, Beirut. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1976. Tamind al-Bitral al-Arabi, Baghdad. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1992. Al-Katab wal-Manfa, Hamamware Faqr al-Arabia, Beirut, al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1992. Ad-Demokratia Awilan Ad-Demokratia Daman, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1994. Sirat Medina, Aman Fayel Abranat, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1998. Bain Ath-Thaqafa was Sayazar, Casablanca, Al-Markaz Ath-Thaqafi al-Arabi. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 1998. Lo'at al-Ghiyab, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 2001. Rilida, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Munif, Abdul Rahman, 2001. Dakira Lil Mustaqbal, Beirut al-Muassasa al-Arabia Lydia Raza 1 Nash. Obituary. Jihad Abdul Hadi, Abdul Rahman Munif. The Guardian. Guardian Media Group. Hafiz Sabri, An Arabian Master. New Left Review. New Left Review. 2.